Raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by FedLoan Servicing. My wife and I suffered what I think are pretty significant losses by FedLoan's inaccurate record keeping and accounting systems for her med school student loans. If you're going through something, take advantage of some of the tips in this article, and also feel free to share some of your experiences to see if we might be able to help. After all, Student Loan Planner is a consulting firm that helps people with more than 6 figures of student debt figure out exactly how to pay it back. FedLoan is probably got the most complaints of any organization, maybe besides Navient, in regards to dealing with student debt, and they would probably have more if they had the same number of customers. FedLoan got a no-compete contract with the federal government to manage the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program exclusively, which means that if you want to get credit for the PSLF program and have it tracked to create a paper trail so that you can qualify one day for Public Service Loan Forgiveness on your direct federal loans, you have to go through FedLoan. Luckily, the company has listened a little bit since we went through heck with our student loans back in 2015, so hopefully you'll learn from some of our mistakes. First, I want to show exactly what happened with our student loans so that you don't make the same error that we did. What you'll notice here is $124,000 of student loans at a 7% with a 2015 start date for the repayment. So I'm doing this simply to show you a 3-year period of credit for public service loan forgiveness. My wife, when she consolidated her student loans at the end of residency, had a 3-year fellowship, and so she was paying on the income-based repayment program on her direct loans during this time. That means that she should have had 3 years of credit for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, and she should have been allowed to continue even though she had a high income as a doctor. So let's say that she had a $200,000 income, and she was going to have her income grow at the rate of inflation, and let's just assume that it's just her. So if we go to this main page tab, then what we can see is if we did refinancing at a 5-year term of about an average interest rate of 2.5%, the total payments would be $133,000 or so. And then, of course, there'd be no forgiven balance or tax bomb, and then it would just be the total cost, $133,000. Now, compared to PSLF, if we had gotten accurate credit on our FedLoan count, then we would have had $120,000 of total payments, and then that would have allowed us to have a remaining balance of $49,000, which would have been forgiven tax-free, which means that the total cost would have been $120,000 over 8 years instead of $133,000 over 5 years. If you do a little bit of math and convert that cost to today's dollars, then you can see that the cost is about $100,000 in today's dollars for PSLF, and about refinancing 5 years, that would have been about $121,000. So what happened to prevent us to take advantage of this? I'll tell you what happened. We sent in the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Certification Form to FedLoan Servicing. They sent it back to us, and then about half of my wife's student loans did not have credit for PSLF at all, despite them qualifying for the program because of the consolidation that she did in 2012. So fast forward to 2015, and FedLoan Servicing comes back to us and says, oh, by the way, we don't have any record of your credit for a whole 3 years while you're in fellowship. So, too bad, so sad. So that means that that amount of debt that we would have had to continue paying on would have pretty much wiped away the savings that I just showed you. So if FedLoan had had more accurate records and communicated better with other loan servicers to get the credit that they have recorded for you for PSLF qualification purposes, then I think that we would have stayed in the PSLF program and we would have been on track to save a significant amount of money. Don't be taken advantage of by FedLoan Servicing. You should know your rights, and you should know that there's a phone number that you can call listed in this article that you can get help if you're dealing with a bunch of crap from them. I've heard some pretty good things from people that call their special ombudsman group there that get accurate payment counts fixed in a couple days when through the normal customer service channels, it's taken them months. Take charge of your public service loan forgiveness. Make FedLoan something that you just deal with and that you know how to handle, rather than a huge enemy and an obstacle to you getting the loan forgiveness that you deserve. Don't be a victim of FedLoan Servicing like me and my wife. Take charge of your student loans and get a plan. If you feel like you want help professionally to make sure that you don't make any mistakes, feel free to contact me, Travis@studentloanplanner.com. I'd love to help you make a custom plan for your student loans.